We're here at the Democratic National Convention watching young Joe Kennedy talk about Ted Kennedy, but we're here with John Nichols, The Nation magazine. It's great to have John on video and on audio.
It's great to be with you, brother.
Good to be with you, man. This speech that we're talking and hearing now about the Kennedy family, you know, the populism, the progressive that we talk about all the time on the show. Kennedy was sort of somebody that embodied that.
He was the embodiment of it. And you know, this is the first convention since 1960, maybe since 1956, that a Kennedy, one of the brothers, didn't speak. John, Bobby, Teddy most of the time. And frankly, it's important to remember that Teddy was the sort of the heroic figure whose speech always was the one that electrified the party. And they're showing now his 1980 speech. And the incredible thing about Teddy Kennedy's speech in 1980 was it was so good that delegates on the floor who had voted for Carter said, oh my gosh, we picked the wrong guy. And it's not to disregard Carter, but it is to say that the man was such an epic figure. And the Democratic Party should be conscious of why he was such an epic figure. It was because he was an Irish-American guy who came from a certain ethnic background. He was wealthy by birth, but he was deeply, deeply in touch. And he incorporated new issues in. He fought for civil rights in the 60s, but he was the first prominent Democrat, the first to embrace gay rights.
Let me ask you, as we watch this, one of the things that, you know, they're talking about all the things that he did and obviously helping to fight the Vietnam War. Your thoughts here about where we need to embody him and where we need to go. I mean, he is a feisty guy. I mean, he would yell on the Senate floor. He would push the populist envelope about the minimum wage. One of the Democrats were afraid to. This seems to still the case in a lot of places in the Democratic Party.
Because the one thing that would be said and can be said about Ted Kennedy was that he was unapologetic. And this is the future that we ought to look for as regards progressive Democrats. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I cover this stuff, but I'm on the left, and I have a great sympathy for populist politics. And it is my view that that Ted Kennedy embodied an energetic, unapologetic, in-your-face, ready to fight progressivism. And when Democrats stop apologizing, they will be very, very surprised to find out how excited people are by by that politics. And I think also, we're seeing people are applauding around us because they're just hearing some of Kennedy's incredible humor. Right. And when you're unapologetic, when you're unapologetic, when you're not scared, it is fabulous because then you show your confidence, you show your energy, and look at this. Imagine this convention. One of the highlights of the convention so far, the thing that is making people go wild, is watching a 1994 debate between Mitt Romney and Ted Kennedy. Think about that all these years later, you can still create this energy. And I will tell you this. There are very few politicians who are so masterful that, a dozen years, 20 years after something, their events are still exciting. And what they're applauding now is the figures from Ted Kennedy's re-election in 1994 when he beat Mitt Romney 59-41. And I think that there's an awful lot of people here who would like to see Barack Obama post similar numbers.
That's for sure. John Nichols, thank you, my friend.
It's a pleasure, brother. What a delight to be with you.
It's great to be with you here on the floor.
Great energy, great character.
This is a great time to share with a great man.
North, south, east, west, young, old, or decent quality.